So, how
Hi.
talented is Timur?
Oh, well, Timur's great. I mean, he's like a little brother to me. We were able to meet through the audition process for Michael Jackson's This Is It. He was one of, 5,000 dancers that applied for, the spots to dance with Michael, and he won one of the positions. So we went through an extensive process of rehearsing, and, we've become very close in the process.
Why was he selected? Do you know that?
Well, all of the dancers, including Timur, were selected because they, sort of just encompassed a lot of things. Not only were they, physically appropriate, but, they all possess a skill set that was going to be necessary to cover, to cover all of the choreography and, to perform in the 50 shows with Michael. And, it was also important for the dancers to have wonderful personalities and all get along together. It was
Yeah.
going to be a very close-knit, community. And we created, a new family of brothers and sisters who were going to have to, be with each other day in and day out throughout the entire process. So there was a very sort of strenuous criteria, and he met all of the marks.
Did you talk about it with Michael Jackson? About all the criteria of the dancers?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Michael was involved with every aspect of the show, including the selection of the dancers. I was one of his dancers from 1994. And it was decided by Michael for This Is It that all of the dancers would be new. He wanted to give opportunities to other kids, around the world. So
You thought that was important?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, because he was aware of, how his art has affected the generations. And, it made him very excited, to imagine, being surrounded with all of this new energy. So I supported that, and I suggested to him that we make it a worldwide search and use the internet and all of this new technology that we have available now to find the best and the brightest who deserve to share the stage with him. And so that's what we set out to do. We did it at Nokia Theater over 3 days in Los Angeles, and Timur was selected out of 5,000 hopefuls from around the world.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's great. And it
Yeah.
was a wonderful experience. We wanted to create something that would really show the dancers, just how much we considered them and, how comfortable we wanted to make them in the experience. So we did it in a very large theater with lighting and effects and amazing sound and, tried to make it as close as we could to, a concert scenario. So they got a real feeling and a sense of what was going to be, expected of them.
Yeah. The This Is It tour should have been a legendary tour.
Yeah.
How legendary do you think it would be?
Well, I believe, having worked with Michael since 1993, first as a dancer and then as a choreography partner, and for This Is It as associate director of the show, as well as choreographer, I mean, I feel like it was Michael Jackson's best work. I feel like all of the years that he had dedicated to his art were now, manifesting themselves in a different way. And that brought us This Is It. It was to be a socially conscious statement. It was Michael's return to the stage to, remind the world of all of his messages of peace and hope and love for humanity. Not just an attempt to sell records, but an attempt to reconnect with his fans, those who have been with him since the beginning and new fans who have come along the way. And that was the entire reason, for doing the show, because now that we are, where we are today as a society and have our global warming and our different things that we're dealing with, ecologically, it was Michael's hope that, through his messages and his music and his entertainment, he could bring a new awareness to the crisis that we suffer on the planet.
He had a message.
Absolutely, always.
Always?
Always, always. And always based in love, always based in hopeful, positive, forward thinking and creativity.
Was he nervous?
No, I asked him actually if he got nervous, and he said no. He said that it wasn't really productive to be nervous. You spend and waste a lot of energy being nervous, whether where you can channel it into something positive, like going over your checklist for the show. You can find ways to keep yourself busy so that your nerves don't get the best of you. And I believe that to be true, and I learned that from him, that really, if you act from a place of nervousness or fear, that's when stuff goes wrong. It's when you can imagine having already achieved the goal or have a positive outlook on a situation that it goes great.
Yeah. you talked about it with him.
Always.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah. He was one of your best friends? For how
Well,
long?
he was a mentor, and he was a definite inspiration in my life creatively and personally. I think it was much more different than a best friend scenario. It was, friend. That was enough. The fact that we could share space and time and share creative thoughts and have a vision and, put the elements in place to achieve that vision, along with my long-term mentor, Kenny Ortega, who I love and have gone through, which would have been my third tour with Michael. Kenny was always there. So the three of us always enjoyed creative jousting and having a process and, arriving at a goal. So with that came a lot of friendship and a lot of love.
What did you love the most about him?
What I loved the most about Michael was the opportunities that he afforded me, that he allowed me to really sort of create without boundaries, that he allowed me to, find my voice as an artist, that he allowed me the platform on which to, to create at such a wonderful high scale that, a world stage, always. And, it just really prepared me for the rest of my career. And that's what I'm really, I think, most grateful for is the exposure and the experience I got from having, worked with Michael so closely all these years.
He gave chances to people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. He encouraged you and he made you feel, really respected and really appreciated. And that is a blessing.